Welcome to the Ashenheim Stadium, the home of Jamaica College and Premier League football, powered by Digicel. The start of match week 20 and Chapelton Maroons getting ready to battle Montego Bay United. First time appearances in the Premier League. Chapelton Maroons, Montego Bay United, four-time champions, and looking for a result here to improve their 10th place in the standings. Pretty hot afternoon here as usual, 30 degrees Celsius. Pretty windy as well, 34 kilometers per hour, 59% humidity at the moment. Quick look at match week 19 results. Harbourview 2-2 with Tivoli Gardens. Humberland 1-1 with Arnett Gardens. Montego Bay United 3-3 with Vere United. Waterhouse winning 2-0 over Mount Pleasant. None of the top three teams won last week. Dunbeholden beaten 3-1 by Portmore United. Malines 3-1 over Chapelton Maroons. And Falkland were 2-2 with Cavalier. Arnett Gardens top of the table by a point on 38 over Cavalier and Mount Pleasant, within 1 and 2 points respectively of the lead. Harbourview in fourth at the moment on 33 points. That's 5 off the leaders. Waterhouse and Humberland are the two other teams occupying the top 6 playoff spots at the moment. Falkland and Chapelton Maroons riveted to the relegation positions. Match week 20 will start off with this current game between Chapelton Maroons and Montego Bay United, just minutes away. Portmore United tackling Falkland as well. Mount Pleasant will be up against Malines United, looking to rebound from their loss last week, Mount Pleasant. Vere United playing Arnett Gardens. Cavalier tackling Harbourview in a big one in the second match of our doubleheader here on SportsMax. And Tivoli Gardens facing Humberland. Waterhouse up against Dunbeholden, completing match week 20 of the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. Let's hear now what the coaches said pre-match. Clovis de Oliveira, who is head coach of Chapelton Maroons, speaking with Leger Williams.
Coach, after a promising win against Tivoli a few weeks ago, your form hasn't been the best. What are you doing to really fix that and get the result today?
Yes, it's going to be a very difficult game, of course, and we have facing a lot of problems in our club regarding to injuries, regarding to red cards, some player that cannot play all the games, but still we don't give up. We knew that's going to be very difficult, but we're going to try to be the best. Still we have a chance mathematically, and we'll try to keep it going on.
Do you think that a win today can propel your team to get more confidence to climb the table?
No doubt about it. That's why we just discussed in our speech before the pre-match speech, saying that today it's going to be all of the games are key games. All of the games are very difficult. But this one, as you just said, should be fantastic for us, mainly if you get a positive result.
Do you think that there are any changes in your team today that you think can push this Montego Bay United team and get the win for you?
Not change. I mean, I feel more confident, because that's one of the time, I should say the first time, that we can repeat the team. We'll be able to play with the same team that we qualified for the Knockout Cup.
Yeah, and the main player for the Chapelton Maroons this afternoon, the very experienced 34-year-old Evan Taylor. Well-travelled player, played for Reno, Harbourview, Mobay. He also was on the Waterhouse books at one point, and Mount Pleasant, and also had a short stint at the USL team Charleston Battery. A very, very high-quality midfielder who sprays long passes with immense accuracy. Nido dos Santos has taken over from Donovan Ducky in charge of Montego Bay United, and here is his pre-game chat with Leger.
Coach, last time out against Vere was a really exciting game, 3-all. Is that going to be the staple and the brand of your football going forward?
Yes, of course. I mean, the only way to score goals is going forward. If you stay back, we don't score goals. And football, you win if you score more goals than the opponent. So that's the aim for all the matches. So we hope to have a good match today in terms of scoring more goals than the opponent.
The former coach was more of a defensive-minded coach. Are there any difficulties with you implementing a more attacking style?
Look, I respect every coach. I mean, those were his ideas. I mean, I have to respect. But I believe in a more attacking football. So that, I think, is the best way to achieve the targets.
A key thing going forward was that more young players were going to be inserted into the team. Are there any young players in the team today that you'd like to highlight?
Look, our team is a unit. I would not like to highlight this or that player. I mean, all the players who start today, the players on the bench today, and even the players who stayed in Mobay, all of them are very important to our aim, which is get a good final of season. You know.
Thanks.
So everybody's important.
Yeah, the man to watch here for Montego Bay United this afternoon, Alanotti, very experienced 30-year-old. 7 goals so far this season for him. By far the leading goal scorer for the Montego Bay United team. He has had close to 50 goals in his Premier League career and was a winner with Montego Bay United when they last won the Premier League back in 2016. Also played national football for Jamaica 6 or 7 years ago. So getting ready for the action here. You may be misled by our coach's interview that we're coming from Sao Paulo or Rio de Janeiro. 2 Brazilians facing off here. We'll be back with the build-up continuing after the break. Back at the Ashenheim Stadium, Jamaica College for Jamaica Premier League football, powered by Digicel. Chapelton Maroons, bottom of the Jamaica Premier League table, taking on 10th placed Montego Bay United. 4-time winners of the Premier League, Montego Bay United, but no titles since 2016, and looking to close out the season here with some good results, because the playoff positions looking to be beyond them at the moment. Ligier, very, very hot conditions here when these teams get ready to start this game. Both will have wins on their minds for different reasons. Montego Bay United, a dodgy season, and their coach looking to make a mark, and Chapelton Maroons pretty much, have lost hope to avoid relegation, but they still want to come out and do themselves some pride.
Yeah, they do. Their coach spoke about the game. Clovis Dalaveri spoke before the game about each win, each game. They're going into it. They want it to be a final. They want to push on. They want every game, once they win it, they think that can eventually become a springboard for eventual success, and anything can happen. There's still 7 games left in the league, so they'll be looking to make a mark. Montego Bay United will be looking to consolidate, trying to end the season strongly. Winning breeds winning, and they'll want to win now. So by the time next season comes around, we know that they're a team with lofty expectations in the Jamaica Premier League. So they'll want to end the season strong and then move on to the next with more higher expectations, one might say.
Yeah, Chapelton having a really wretched season here. Actually lost a game because they failed to show as well, and they were docked 6 points as well. So their chance of making a good impression in their debut season in the Premier League pretty much scuppered by those issues that they have had. Andre Farquharson is the man with the whistle this afternoon. The opposing captains, Alan Otti for Montego Bay United, and Nevon Turner is the man in charge. Well, Nevon Turner is the captain of the Chapelton Maroons team as they get ready for action here. That's actually Montego Bay United, and Alan Otti is there for them as well. Ronaldo Christian, actually the captain of the Chapelton Maroons. And here's the Chapelton Maroons lineup. They've made several changes, 4 changes from last week's team, which lost 3-1 in their outing there. Plunkett, Ricketts, Christian, Rich, Taylor, Watson, Elliott, 2 goals so far on the season for him. Malik Stevens, Alex Gale, Christoph Graham, and Mark Lewis.
Chapelton will be looking to line up in a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 formation, looking to get the ball into their attackers as quickly as possible. And of course, you have to be on the lookout for the dangerous Mark Lewis, who of course is coming off a very, very successful individual Da Costa Cup season. So be on the lookout for that young striker.
Yeah, there he's getting ready for action. There's the Montego Bay United lineup as well. Devonnie Burton in goal, Kevin Graham. There's Nevon Turner, Ronaldo Wellington, Devereaux McKenzie, Marlando Maxwell, former Cavalier player, Ronaldo Wellington, one of 2, well, a pair of twins in the starting lineup for Montego Bay United. Tevin Shaw, Ewan Weatherly, Alan Otti, Shaquille West. That's the Montego Bay starting lineup.
Montego Bay United were blighted by a lack of goals coming into last week, and they scored 3, so they'll be looking to continue that attacking form, looking to get the ball into their attacking players also really quickly. The dangerous Alan Otti, West, Weatherly, they'll be looking to make an impression on this game today.
Yeah, so we're getting ready for the kickoff here. Still pretty windy. As you said, 34 kilometers per hour. The wind speed at the moment here at the Jamaica College Ashenheim Stadium. So some of the Jamaica College track stars putting in some relay work ahead of the ISA Boys and Girls Grace Kennedy High School Championships next week. Among the favorites, Jamaica College. And there's Farquharson getting ready to get this one going. Really wretched season Chapelton Maroons have had. Let's see what they can muster up this afternoon and try to put some pressure on Montego Bay United. I think the fact that the Chapelton Maroons leading goal scorer has 2 goals, Liz, tells you about the season they've had.
It tells you everything you need to know, really.
And here is the kickoff with Chapelton Maroons, and Taylor with his trademark long-range passes downfield, trying there to find Alex Gale, not finding him.
It's not only the passes either. He scored a wonderful goal from beyond the halfway line as well. So his long-range strikes generally are very efficient.
Yeah, that was against Cavalier 4 match weeks ago, I think. It was a consolation strike really because they lost heavily by 4-1, and there was hardly a celebration from Taylor with the strike. Ball pumped upfield quickly and over the touchline again. So in the first minute of this fixture, no real passing pattern developed by either team, but these conditions are really, really hot and miserable. You play in these conditions, Liz, and after 10-15 minutes you feel winded, and you depend on a second wind to get yourself back in. But it's probably part of the reason why players tend to start at a measured pace.
Yeah, I'm not expecting too much high pressing by either team in the early exchanges.
Maroons under some pressure. Taylor with a hasty pass back to his defensive zone. Weatherly whips a long ball inside there, but none of his teammates there for it. Johan Weatherly has an interesting middle name, Weatherly, or set of middle names, I should say. Wellington heading back. Johan Diego Armando Weatherly. It's obvious his dad, Dean, is a huge fan of the great Argentinian. And we can't forget the Johan either, because Johan Cruyff is regarded as the greatest player to come out of the Netherlands ever.
It's almost as if he was born to be a footballer.
Yeah, well, he's made a bit of a name for himself. Johan Weatherly did spend some time as well at Harbourview and Mount Pleasant. I think he was on the Dunbeholden books at one point as well. Johan Weatherly in the number 8 shirt for the Montego Bay United team. He's been in and out of the Mobe United roster. I think he actually started there, but those sojourns to other clubs had come in between stays at Montego Bay United. Yeah, a bit of a collision there with Otti. There he is with a captain's armband. Well, a part of the Jamaica squad that went to the Copa America Centenario back in 2016. Didn't get any playing time, as the Jamaicans in that trip had faced Uruguay, Venezuela and Mexico. For the most part, international overseas-based players had filled that Jamaica roster. Players like McAnuff and Gareth McCleary, Michael Hector. Oh, the pass being slid through there, but didn't find Mark Lewis, who was waiting for the pass.
I don't think they were on the right wavelength with each other there.
Moby on the attack, cracked over the bar. From an angle, didn't really get over the shot. Taking the headed pass there from Otti. But the strike was high. There's Clovis de Oliveira. His record since taking over: 1 win, 5 losses and 1 draw in 7 matches. And there's Nider dos Santos. Had spent some time coaching in Brazil at Vasco da Gama and Botafogo's youth teams. Had spent some time as well in the Caribbean, was national coach of Guyana and the Bahamas as well, and the Cayman Islands. Had previous stints in the Jamaica Premier League as well with this same Montego Bay United team and Village, so he's not unfamiliar to not only Caribbean conditions but Montego Bay conditions as well.
Yeah, he should fit right in. He should know exactly what the team wants to accomplish, and that's probably why he got the job in the first place. Yeah. Owner probably looking for some continuity.
Yeah, he did suggest in a recent interview that he's here to build programs and develop teams, set a template for them to improve as the seasons go on, because winning the championship for the first time since 2016 is out of the question here for Montego Bay United, so quite evidently they'll be looking to next season and the season after.
Montego Bay is always a hotbed for a lot of good youth players.
Good turn there for Wellington from Mobay. Good exchange of passing here from the Wellingtons. Oh, the attempted header there, but a lot of pressure coming from the Chapelton defence man, and scuppering any attempt there for Montego Bay United to get something out of that. Maroons on the transition. Gale bounced off the ball here by the hard tackling Mobay men. Taylor with a turn. Snatched up by Wellington. Yeah, Wellington breaking the attack up there and just squeezes the pass out onto the right side. That's Ronaldo Wellington. Chapelton have given up 10 goals in their last 4 games, so defensively they are really struggling at the moment.
Including 3 in the first half.
Yeah.
Of their last game against Malines.
They're in possession now though, Chapelton. They've gone through a significant transition on their roster. Their Lenny Hyde coach, Chapelton Maroons, before he departed, looked a lot different from this current one. Lenny Hyde had left mid-season after the 3-0 loss to Chapelton, and at that point there were a lot of Clarendon College and young players in the Chapelton roster. Much too much on that cross. Wellington for Mobay. Yeah, too much weight on that pass. It's over the touchline. That's Mobay's Shaquille West who chased there, but there was much too much pace on the pass for him to get to it.
I think that was a foul throw, you know.
Oh, you don't see those too often anymore.
Or at the very least, you don't see them called
That's
too
right.
often.
That's right. Ball crossed low. Watson getting in the way. Watson, one of the 4 changes made to the Chapelton Maroons starting roster today. Watson, Lewis, Malik Stevenson, Osani Ricketts in today in place of Thompson, Gallimore, Tremaine Williams, and the St. Lucian teenager Jaleel Evans. There's Osani Ricketts there. Was a Premier League winner with Portmore United as recent, I think, as 2019. Here's his long kick forward. Elliott can't keep it in. Whether this pass isn't accurate. I think Weatherly did have a short stint many years ago with the US Major League Soccer side Los Angeles Galaxy as a trial stint.
Now some good work to evade the pressure by Chapelton.
Elliott under some pressure there, robbed up the ball eventually, and there goes Weatherly. Does good work. Otti. Strike! Otti over the crossbar with a punch from the goalkeeper. Good work there by Plunkett, denying Otti. He knows Plunkett does, and Otti's the top scorer in this Mobe United team, and he was alert to the strike.
Otti did really well there. As soon as he got the ball, he had one thing on his mind, but Plunkett was a match for that shot.
Yeah, moved quickly. He saw that he had room, Otti, and made use of the room quickly and cut the shot off quickly. Fine effort, but Plunkett turning it over for a corner. To the near post it goes. Good pass inside. Chapelton Maroons on the attack. The ball set back here to Elliott. His left-footed strike tame. Very tame. But the build-up from the Chapelton Maroons looked promising just now.
Yeah, it was good approach play. It was a really good pass. An intricate pass as Montego Bay United plays down. Friendly fire actually. His own goalkeeper.
Yeah, the medic just getting some information here from Stephen Mackenzie. Is it? He was face down just now, but turns over and has a word with the medical staff. Let's hope he's not too badly hurt. Yeah, most of the players are on the bench covering their heads. Just a recognition of how hot it is this afternoon.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping that it cools down a bit. The wind is helping, or at least helping the players, not helping us too much, but the wind is helping. But it's still really hot conditions.
Leader Dos Santos has a word there with Weatherly and sends the Mobe number 8 back into action. Okay, so Mackenzie's gonna go off for a bit. Yeah, still looks a little groggy. But the expectation is that he'll be fine and he'll return to the game shortly. Yeah, Mobe United giving up a corner here as Shaquille West just snuck in there and knocked that one behind. Maroons on the advance. Header on goal, but wide of the target. Yeah, so Chapelton Maroons have had a couple of looks at goals so far in this fixture. Here's Wellington on the left now for Mobe. All the way back to goalkeeper Burton. Goes long, does Burton. Good quick tackling from the Maroons defense line, preventing the Mobe advance, but only temporarily because the Mobe team back on the attack. Yeah, Wellington gives the ball away, but his team wins the throw. Cross threatening, and the header out. Throw to Mobe, pretty deep inside the Chapelton Maroons half. Mackenzie back on with a throw. Offside call. Free kick deep inside their own half from the Chapelton Maroons. Only one previous meeting between these two teams in Premier League history, because Chapelton are in their first season. That was a 1-1 draw back in late December. It was a Boxing Day match, in fact. Obey holding the superior ball possession at the moment at 55%. There goes Weatherly. The pass not finding the target. The Maroons having difficulty getting the ball out of their danger zone, though.
Passing hasn't been as accurate as Chapelton would have liked. They've had some good ideas and some good attempted patterns of play, but once it's time for them to execute, it hasn't been the best.
Yeah. I guess both teams will be struggling for confidence as well, Lish, when you are displaying the win-loss ratio that these two teams are at the moment. It's hard to feel confident in your game. 9 losses and 6 wins. Well, for Montego Bay United, 6 losses, only 4 wins in their 19 games. Chapelton even worse, 12 losses, only 3 wins in their games so far this season. So winning has been few and far between for these teams.
But Chapelton has won a game more recently than even Montego Bay. Montego Bay with 9 games. They've almost decided to run down Portmore in terms of the draw sweepstakes.
That's right.
They have 9 draws now.
And a 9-game winless run overall. Weatherly turns really well. His pass a little bit overhit, but it was hit with purpose, as Mobe are trying to get their offensive game going.
Yeah, that ball over to Shaquille West might be fruitful if they can get that pass right, because it's been a couple of times that he's gotten on the inside or over the outside of Shane Watson. So if they can find Shaquille West, that could be a means in which that they can trouble this Chapelton goal more than they have so far, at least. Only that one real chance fall into Allen Atty.
There's Gale just backing off and defending for the Chapelton Maroons, as Mobe in possession close to the half line. I guess Mobe could say that they are a little better this year than they were last year, because they finished bottom of the table and had just 2 wins from their 22 games, Montego Bay United. So some improvement here, although for the Montego Bay fans who are accustomed to seeing this team being a top flight team, boasting 4 championship titles, this is not a pretty picture for them. Good cross whipped inside, but safely held by Plunkett in the Chapelton Maroons goal. Here's Elliott now. Yeah, a little bit too much there on that pass, and Kevin Graham just shadows that one in, and the whistle from referee Farquharson as well.
Looks as if there's a bit of coming together between the 2 players.
Yeah.
A bit of afters.
Yeah, that's Malik Stevens in the 21. And Graham.
They're still even going at it. That'll be an interesting one to look out for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, the passing accuracy being displayed by both teams here, not the best. Even the goalkeepers are getting in on the act. Otti tries to turn, but his first touch isn't as good as it needed to be. Elliott goes all the way back. Weatherly cracks it across goal. Otti doesn't find the touch that he needed. And on the far post, Shaquille West coming in there, but squeezing that one over the top. Dangerous cross inside there from Weatherly.
Yeah, once again, Weatherly getting in behind trying to win back the ball quickly. Transitional moment. The pass didn't find Otti this time. Shaquille West again ghosting at that back post, but couldn't get the touch that he needed to get that one home.
I think it was a deflection there from Otti, wasn't there? I think Otti got a boot to it.
Yeah, he did.
Wellington to his brother. The cross threatening again, but the Chapelton defenders take care of business quite comfortably. Yeah, the Maroons just passing their way out of trouble at the back, and with a promising looking transition play now. But Graham does really well with the defensive work. Ball well kept in though by Mark Lewis. Not sure what Gale did there. What was his intention?
I think Mark Lewis would have surely been offside. But yet again, Chapelton, it looks as if there's one thing that Clovis has worked on the training ground, is playing out from the back.
Yeah.
That was some more really good work from back to front really quickly. They don't always get the passes right, but when they do, it does look very impressive.
Yeah, and we've spoken about the heat of the afternoon, and midway the first half they have a water break, which we'd seen a lot of during the 2021 season at the UWI Captain Horaceburgh Centre of Excellence, when the Premier League restarted after the COVID-19 break, and the water breaks were instituted then. I think also partially because at the AstroTurf there, the surface gets really, really hot, and that tournament was played in the summer months. It had started in June and ran up to September. A condensed season, just one round of regular season football. But you know, the summer months, Lish, June, July, August, very, very hot, even hotter than it is now.
As you mentioned, on that surface, they must have been really struggling. A lot of players complained about the surface was good to play football on, but after a while it did get really taxing.
Yeah, especially the goalkeepers who aren't moving as much on the field. And we saw goalkeepers going down pretty often because the inside of their boots get really hot. Best chances of the match so far. Otti from just about 24 yards out, striking a Plunkett, just tipping that one over the crossbar. Best move of the match so far. And here's the Weatherly cross. I think a boot from Otti, where the ball sprayed over to the far post and West wasn't able to make it count. Yeah, Otti and West in a deep discussion there, and their coach Nida Dos Santos and assistant coach Dwayne Ambusley, former standout player for Montego Bay United, also close to the action. Not a big crowd here at the Ashenheim Stadium for these two teams. Of course, traveling from Clarendon and then Montego Bay, which is about 100 miles away. Teams not doing well. I guess the numbers of traveling fans will be reduced. Pretty certain if Montego Bay United were challenging for the title, would have seen a A lot more fans from Mobe coming in. Otti just appeared as if he would have struck left-footed there, but changed his mind. Keeps the ball well, looking for support. Goes all the way to the right side. It's 1-1 between these two teams when they had met back in December. So both teams at the moment looking for their first win against their opponents. Yeah, again, just passing their way out of trouble, Chapelton Maroons. Elliott.
And yet again another loose pass to stop the flow of the attack.
Yeah. Wellington. Stevens putting pressure on. Throw awarded to Mobe United. Just about midway their own half. The Maroons on the attack. The cross is harmless. Burton with the easy take. And the West can't retrieve that one. Otti sprints down the right channel. The cross inside. Goalkeeper Plunkett gets in the way. Otti with a rebound. Again, the Maroons defenders get the ball away, but and Mobe losing control. Now Stevens back to Taylor. Chapelton for the most part looking solid at the back, Lish.
Yeah, they are. It's just really sometimes they're passing, letting them down.
Yeah. Stevens wants it on the right and gets it. Elliott in support. Lewis keeps the ball well. Turner, big, tall, and composed at central defence, pumps the ball long upfield, and Mobe are now in control, top of the Chapelton half. Yeah, Weatherly with a bit of a lazy looking pass there and lost it. Yeah, Lewis couldn't keep that, and here's Mobe on the attack. Struck at goal. The goalkeeper Plunkett doesn't hold it well and gives up a corner. Hit with a lot of power, but Plunkett should have done better, I thought.
Yeah, at the very least, he got it sideways, away from the goal. But Chapelton affording Montego Bay United way too much space in and around the top of the box, almost daring them to shoot.
Yeah. There's the earlier opportunity with Otis spraying the ball across and Plunkett getting the way. So Plunkett, without question, the busier of the two goalkeepers at the moment, which is an indication that Mobe United are not only having better ball possession, but they are looking more offensively threatening.
I think the lackluster passing of Chapelton has played a big part in the success, or the relative success, that Montego Bay United are having going forward. It's yet to bear fruit, but they're still trying.
Turner, composed. Wellington. Elliott, Gale. Turner gets in the way and blocks the Gale pass. Mobay building from the back. I think he was looking for Otti, but he has a sprinter's name, Otti, but has no chance to get to that one.
Yeah, not even he could get to that one. He is a quick player, not as quick as he used to be.
Yeah.
But still does cover a lot of ground. Does keep the back line of whichever defense he faces very honest.
Wellington only kept that one in there for Rich. And here's a rapid counter-attack here from Chapelton. The cross. Badly directed.
Way too much on that one.
Yeah.
Did all the hard work, did all the hard running.
Yeah, looked promising, bursting down the right channel there, Rashawn Rich. There were that many options in the box, maybe two, but he missed both of them.
I think when there's only one option in the box, you have to try and get the ball in as early as possible.
Taylor. Rich. Stevens. Lewis does well with the movement to receive the pass, but his first touch lets him down. He was there behind the defenders and he just sprinted from behind the defender to make himself available for the pass offer, which he got, but yeah, his touch wasn't as good as it needed to be.
And I think that's the story of his first half. Has made some very impressive movements. Young Mark Lewis has been able to capitalize on any of those when he's received the ball.
Ball over the touchline now for a throw to Mobay United, fairly deep inside the Chapelton half. Again, Maroons giving the ball away. I think both teams with Brazilian coaches, Lige, you can see that there's a lot of emphasis on a passing game. I know the surface isn't the best, but the passes so far in this fixture have been below standard. Gale. Too much weight on the pass. Lewis has no chance.
And that was another instance of some good movement, however. Always seems to be a yard or two away or a yard or two in front of the defender when he's asking for the ball, Lewis. But so far it's either he hasn't gotten it or when he has gotten it, he hasn't had a chance to be productive.
Mobay getting ready to make a change, it seems, because the midfielder Rashid Brown has been warming up and just having a word there with his coach Nider dos Santos. So maybe some playing time before half-time for Rashid Brown for Montego Bay United. Usually significant. Here's Taylor. Good skill. Rich. Stevens. First touch not the best. Shot cracked on goal from the left boot of Elliott. Whistle on the play, free kick to Montego Bay United. Yeah, usually significant when a coach decides to make a change before halftime and it is not injury forced. It usually indicates a level of dissatisfaction from the coach tactically or strategically that he wants to make a change. And that change is going to be made. Otti's hurt at the moment from that challenge. Yeah, stretched his boot in there for the challenge against Evan Taylor. Taylor in his many appearances for the likes of Reno and Harbourview. Also had a short stint at Mobay. Would know the Mobay culture well. So here's the change in the 36th minute. Rashid Brown coming on.
Marlanda Maxwell going off.
Yeah. Maxwell is the man. Is it Maxwell? Yeah, Marlanda Maxwell is off.
I was looking keenly to see if it was an injury, but just judging by his body language, good turn there.
Yeah. Whether this cross is dangerous and headed over the crossbar from Otti. Oh, he should have done better. Point blank range. There was a lot of force on the cross though, and Otti wasn't able to control it.
Yeah, that one was fired across really by Weatherly.
Almost knocked him over. Yeah, but he needed to direct that one on goal.
It's much more difficult than you would think. People would just see an open goal and think that that should go in, and it should. But it's a difficult one just judging by the pace of it.
Yeah, that made it more difficult because of how powerfully it was hit. Gave him little time to shape his body in the way that would get that one on goal. But it would go down for sure as a good scoring chance for Mobay, which they missed. It's one of the things about Otti's game. He may not be as prolific as his coaches would want, because 7 goals is okay, but he's the type of player that gets into scoring positions with monotonous regularity.
And that's something that you can't really teach as a striker. You have to have a nose for that, an eye for that. Just like how we were mentioning Mark Lewis always having a step or two in front of his defender. Otti has been doing that for quite some time.
That's right.
As I mentioned, monotonous regularity in this league for quite some time. And the substitute will seems as if Rashid Brown seems as if his first kick will be a set piece.
Yeah. Brown's kick is a bit short. Chapelton though giving up a throw. Mackenzie with a throw. Christoph Graham, I think, getting in the way there for Chapelton, but still giving up another throw in a fairly threatening position. This time the throw is for Chapelton. 7 minutes to the halftime break. 2 close scoring opportunities for Montego Bay United, both to Otti. And there was a Shaquille West chance on the far post as well. Wow, again Mobay passing the ball away.
And Chapelton doing exactly the same.
Yeah. Graham gets rid of Lewis. Turner. Turner has had a goal so far this season, early in the season against Arnett Gardens. Big central defender. Cross is low. Appears to be a strategy. I've seen it too many times now not to think that it is deliberate for the crosses to be low coming from that right side. No clear attempt to get elevation on the crosses. It has happened at least 4 times since the start of this game.
I think in that position, if you're going to cross it low, it really has to be fired across if you're going to put it straight across, or you have to cut it back. I don't think they've really gotten the pace on those deliveries as of yet. But again, it's good that they're getting in behind on that right-hand side.
Yeah.
The substitute Rashid Brown probably prepares to take his second touch of the ball, yet another set piece. Let's see if this one will be better than the first.
Several Mobe shirts in the box waiting for the opportunity. Otti gets the header, but no power, no real direction on the header either. Just pops up into the air. And Elliott sprints away and gives the ball away. Graham. Wellington. Turner has to do a lot of running and can't get to it.
The passing has been really careless in this first half from both teams, really.
Yeah, Wellington was unchallenged, was in no haste to pass the ball, and still passed the ball away from his opponent, and they lost the ball because of it. Elliott trying to pierce the defense, looking for Lewis, doesn't find him. Taylor, a very intelligent player, just does well to keep possession of the ball. Graham does good defensive work with a headed clearance. Foul. Gale commits a foul there on Mackenzie. Free kick to Montego Bay United. Creeping up to the half-time break. A tame fixture here between the two teams ranked 10th and 14th in the league at the moment. Brown dribbles goalwards. His cross threatening, but the header out, and now Elliott. Stevens doesn't win possession of the ball. Here comes Wellington now.
Yet again.
Yeah.
Passing failing. Stunting a promising attack.
That was a foul on Stevens. Free kick to Chapelton. Turner is in some discomfort there. That's Ronaldo Christian in some discomfort, I should say. Turner. Yes, it's Turner. Christian is on the other end of the field. Yeah, there's the incident here. Yeah. Rich. Wellington's clearance finds Ricketts. Taylor. Still Taylor. Yeah, foul committed there on Taylor by Shaw. And with the outstretched arm there, just knocking the 34-year-old in his abdomen, and gets a yellow card. Shaw does, from referee Farquharson.
Could have heard that one.
Yeah. Free kick to Chapelton. And Ricketts sprints into an offensive position here to bolster the numbers here for Chapelton Maroons. Threatening. Ball almost finds Ricketts, who sprinted 30 yards to make himself available for the possible delivery from the 34-year-old Yvonne Taylor. Mackenzie. Brown. We're expecting 3 minutes to be added on for stoppages. Confirmation there of Tevin Shaw's yellow card. So we'll play approximately 48 minutes here for the first half. Elliott in control. Doesn't have much support. Gets some now from Rich. Shaw, furious that the call didn't go his way. Screams at the assistant referee. Stevens looks for the return pass, but Wellington gets in the way. Whistle. Yeah, the late boot there connecting with Wellington, and referee Farquharson spots it, awards a free kick to Montego Bay United. Graham leaves it for his goalkeeper Burton to strike upfield.
Certainly he's taking his time.
Yeah. By far the more untroubled of the two goalkeepers here in the first half. Devonnie Burton. Long kick out for him. Rich got ahead of there, and Plunkett had to do some hasty work to prevent the ball from going behind for a corner. Elliott not getting a lot of forward movement, getting it now. Graham puts the tackle in. Malik Stevens wants the throw. Referee Farquharson says it's Mobe United's throw.
More good movement by Montego Bay United, but their attackers couldn't cash in and create something.
Yeah.
And now it seems destined that we're going to go into the break 0-0.
Yeah, it does seem so. Just seconds away from the referee's whistle, we think. Ricketts. Wellington picks up the loose ball. Good, really urgent challenge there from Ronaldo Christian, the captain of the Chapelton Maroons team, stepping in there and breaking that attack up. Fairly decent defensive work from Chapelton here in the first half. Alan Otti with a couple of strikes on goal and continuously providing a threat for the Chapelton Maroon defenders, but no goals here in the first half. Mobe United, Lish, looking the more threatening of the two teams.
Yeah, they have been. They've looked good on the transition. They've created a couple of opportunities, yet to take any. Chapelton have had their moments as well, but their passing hasn't been good enough, especially in the final third. So I think that's what has led to the 0-0 scoreline.
Yeah. Brazil against Brazil in the Jamaica Premier League. Two Brazilian coaches here. Chapelton's Clovis de Oliveira and Nader dos Santos from Montego Bay United. 0-0 at half-time in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel.
battle of two Brazilian coaches, the Brazilian derby, one might say. But so far it hasn't produced any goals. Chapelton Maroons versus Montego Bay United, 0-0 at halftime. First half highlights for you. There has been some chances on both ends, especially for Montego Bay United. Alan Atti testing the arms of Javel Plunkett. He dealt with that one well. It was a ferocious strike. Wouldn't be their only chance, however. Weatherly getting in behind. Atti couldn't bring it down. Shaquille West sneaking in at the back post. Couldn't get the decisive toe on it. Montego Bay United still looking, still trying. Plunkett repelling that one. Good work done. Still Montego Bay United. They look sharpest. Space given to West. Plunkett didn't deal with that one as cleanly as he should have, but did what was decisive. More good play by Montego Bay United. They really had it all their own way, but just couldn't find the net. That really summed up their first half. Alenati heading wide, heading high. First half stats time. 8 shots in the game so far, 5 of them to Montego Bay United. None have been on target by Chapelton, but Mobe has tested Plunkett twice. 9 fouls between both teams. 1 yellow card in the game so far, no red cards, clean affair. 1 offside to Montego Bay United. 3 corners for Montego Bay United, 1 for Chapelton Maroons. As I mentioned earlier, 2 saves have had to be made by Javel Plunkett in the Chapelton Maroons goal. None so far by Devani Bird. He's had a quiet game, a quiet first half in the Montego Bay United goal. And Montego Bay United also have most of the possession, 54%. The Chapelton Maroons, 46%. It's been a pretty decent game despite the conditions. By the end of the first half, it's Chapelton Maroons 0, Montego Bay United 0. We'll be coming back soon with the second half. Hopefully we'll see some goals.
The Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel continuing this evening live on SportsMax 2 at 5:30 p.m. 6:30 Eastern Caribbean time. Number 2 Cavalier against number 4 Harbour View, and that will be a cracker we expect this evening, coming up in just about an hour and a half from now. At the moment, Chapelton Maroons and Montego Bay United are locked in a 0-0 battle here at the Ashenheim Stadium at the grounds of Jamaica College. Andrew Farquharson, the man with the whistle this afternoon. Montego Bay United with the kickoff of the second half. And Alan Ott is standing over the ball. Chapelton Maroons apparently about to make a couple of changes. Yeah, Christoph Graham is going to make way for David Reed. That's one of the change. Well, that's a change that's being made there. So Graham is out and David Reed is in. 18 for 11.
Christoph Graham wasn't really that influential in play, so that substitution isn't too surprising.
So the kickoff finds Gale getting close to this one, but robbed of the ball here. Ball crossed, over hit. Weatherly retrieving on the far side. Good build-up, Wellington. Oh, the header down. Good defensive work there from Taylor. Just preventing that cross from squeezing in.
Yeah, but I think both of those crossing opportunities for Montego Bay United, the wrong option was chosen. I think in both of those instances, it should have been a cutback instead of trying to drill it across the goal. But more good play by Montego Bay United starting the second half, just like how they ended the first, or how they played the entirety of the first, to be honest.
There's Reed, the substitute. Let's see what kind of impact he'll make here for the Chapelton Maroons. Oh, the ball bobbling up on a hand there, I thought. Free kick to the Maroons inside their own 18-yard box. Maroons looking for only their 4th win of this entire season. Elliott with the header forward. Wellington for Montego Bay United wins a free kick quickly. Mobay with a quick transition play. Yeah, a little bit haste to the pass there from Brown. Sometimes a coach's talk at halftime, Lish, can have a lot of impact on a game. Let's see in the opening minutes of the second half, which of the two teams would have responded better to their coach's beckonings.
So far it looks like neither the Santos' men, Montego Bay United.
Yeah.
Although he probably did tell them just more of the same, but just be a bit more clinical in front of goal.
Weatherly with a corner, right across, almost squeezing in at the near post. Plunkett having to be urgent there on the near post.
He's still stuck in the net.
Wow, yeah, that was... Yeah, his boot is entangled in the net there, and he looks to have hurt himself as well. Not sure if that was deliberate from Weatherly, but the ball was ripping in towards the near post. And Plunkett had to be alert there to stop it, but collided with the post in making the save at the same time. So some attention for Plunkett as Montego Bay United tried to force a win here. Yeah, Plunkett looks to be in a lot of discomfort. Yeah, here's what happened. Yeah, the ball was squeezing in at the near post. He crashed his elbow onto the left, his right post. Pretty playful there from Plunkett.
He seems all right.
Yeah, he'll be fine. So the corner is going to be taken again by Johan Diego Armando Weatherly. Good corner. Plunkett spills it. There's a whistle at the same time. Plunkett did recover though.
And I think that's a lucky whistle, you know. I think that's just protecting goalkeepers.
Yeah. It did grab it well the second time, but referee Farguson ruling there was an infringement there.
I don't think Mackenzie did too much wrong.
Yeah. Beautiful pass with the outside of the boot there from Taylor. Elliott pass doesn't beat Mackenzie. Quick restart. Shot on goal, but goalkeeper Burton makes a frantic dive to his left and holds on to it. There's Gale with a strike. Had fair power on it.
Was eventually dealt with well. Devani Burton hasn't had too much to do. Well, hasn't had anything to do apart from that strike, but he dealt with it relatively well.
Whistle. Free kick awarded to Chapelton Maroons. Mobay now on the defensive. Promising build up there, but Otti just wasn't able to squeeze a pass through and put the Chapelton team on the defensive or under more pressure. Big strong kick diagonally down the right channel from Taylor. Doesn't find the mark though. Weatherly. Shaw, Brown, Wellington. Good passing sequence here from Mobay. Weatherly goes for goal from distance, but that was pretty harmless.
Yeah, I think that was a lazy option in the end. Had time on the ball to assess his options and try and pick a pass, but decided to have a go.
Christian. Gale.
Couldn't squeeze that one through for Mark Lewis.
Yeah. Good anticipation from Mackenzie. I think it was in defense for Montego Bay United.
Evan Taylor really is the coolest player on this extremely hot day.
Yeah. Well, a lot of experience, the 34-year-old. There's Otti looking urgent. Transition here with Chapelton on the attack, but again the low cross easily dealt with by the Mobay defense line. Mackenzie. Gale comes tracking back. Brown has two to aim for in the box. He has Otti there. Otti's header is wide. Didn't get any power on it. And his direction was off as well.
Yeah, for the second time this game, Otti was in the right place at the right time to meet the cross. But once it came, couldn't direct it goalwards. This time a wide attempt by Otti really ended up glancing it as opposed to directing it goalwards.
Yeah. Game about to restart now. Plunkett's straight pass out to Taylor. Ricketts. There's Ricketts in possession. Was a part of Portmore United's last two championship winning teams, 2018 and 2019, Osani Ricketts. I think he had also spent some time at Cavalier Football Club, did he? Here's Chapelton in control. Inside their own half now. Stephens with a cheeky pass into the center circle. Now they have lost it. Otti doesn't have any support on the front end. Goes for goal, but on the near post, Plunkett with an easy take.
Yeah, he only had one thing on his mind there, Otti, but if he had even for a fraction of a second thought about something else, you would have seen that he had two teammates storming in to the top of the box there.
Yeah, they were arriving a bit late, but if he held it up just for 2 seconds more, he would have seen them. Cross off target, behind for a goal kick to Montego Bay United. So the pace of the game stepping up here in the second half. And after some early incisive moves from the Montego Bay United team, we have seen the Maroons trying to respond. Ricketts. Stephens does well with the challenge. And there goes Lewis, who is under some pressure. Lewis's pass not finding the target. Shaw. Christian barges. Otti out of the way. Rich. This cross. Not too threatening because Kevin Graham has the easy job of getting the ball over the touchline. Reed, the second half substitute. Yeah, Stevens' first touch wasn't that good. The ball popped up on him and allowed Graham to sneak in with a clearance. I was mentioning that Mobay, in spite of the fact that they are 10th in the table this year, are not doing very well. They were significantly worse last year when Leecroft Letman took over mid-season from the Englishman Ricky Hill, but only got 1 win from 15 games with 9 losses for the remainder of the regular season. And we saw Donovan Ducky taking over for the start of this current season. Started brilliantly, unbeaten in the first 4 games of the season with 3 wins. And after a month, were actually joint leaders of the Jamaica Premier League. Montego Bay United were with Harbourview. And then things went wrong after that. The cross, the header toward goal, but Burton is right there, and in the meantime there's a whistle as well. Yeah, Leger was mentioning Ducky's positive start to the season with 3 wins in his first 4 matches, but then the next 14 games, just 1 win, and after an 8-game winless run, handing over the reins to Nido dos Santos,
who continued that winless run, but in a very different performance as to the ones that we've grown accustomed to seeing from Mobay United. Usually very tight affairs. Think about Donovan Ducky's last game against Arnett Gardens, that 1-1 game. Really nullified the threat of one of the most potent attacking teams in the league. Didn't create too much, but still managed to scrape a draw.
Yeah. Shaw. West, his cross threatening, and the header on goal from Otti. Again, tame, not threatening goalkeeper Plunkett at all. Stevens turns. Almost bounced off the ball by Brown. Fall on Stevens. Free kick to Chapelton, midway their own half.
His heading really hasn't been the best so far in this game, Otti. That's now 3 chances where you said he gets these chances with monotonous regularity, and it's the truth. He's placed himself in really good goal-scoring positions to get those goal-scoring opportunities, and once he's in those positions, he just hasn't been able to steer those headers goalwards.
Yeah. Nazim Grant has come on here for the Montego Bay United team, so they've made a change here, approaching the hour mark. Huge difference in size there as Christian challenged for the ball from Johan Weatherly. Tevin Shaw off, Nazim Metallic Grant on, former Rossies standout, a player with immense ball handling skills. Let's see what he offers here for the remaining 30 minutes of this game. Sets the ball back to Wellington. Wellington's cross. Gale gets the header out, but Mobay keeping the pressure on. And here's Mr. Cool himself, Evan Taylor. Grant pressing for the ball. Oh, the pass given away again. West does really well here, the 22-year-old, to win the ball, but then he gives it away. Second season of Premier League football, Shaquille West. Ricketts. Ball unable to be kept in, so it's a throw to Montego Bay United. High inside their own half. Clovis de Oliveira, the Chapelton Marines coach, having a bit of lecture with one of the benchmen. There's his opposing coach, Nieder dos Santos. He's in his second stint as a Montego Bay United coach. Was there about 10 years ago. Grant goes for goal from distance, wide of the target. Oh, there's a deflection. Corner. Yeah, he's going to take it himself. Grant. 5 Montego Bay United men approaching the box at the moment. Again, low. That was Lewis getting in the way. And Grant will have a second chance now to cross. Goes low. And Mackenzie meets it on the near post, but turns it into the side netting.
He couldn't get the touch that he would have desired.
Yeah, to be fair, Osana Ricketts was right there trying to assist his goalkeeper to block things off.
And it was a block at that near post that denied Montego Bay United just seconds prior.
Yeah.
Creative set piece. Montego Bay United still, after all their chances, after all their possession, 57% of it, still can't breach this Chapelton Maroons back line.
Yeah. Taylor, Watson, Elliott, Taylor again. Yeah, Malik Stevens is being manhandled in the Chapelton midfield here by some bigger men. Watson, Stevens, good skill by Stevens. Elliott now has it. Ricketts, bit of an awkward pass there from Ricketts, but that's Rich. Retrieves it well. Maroons on the hunt down the right flank. Yeah, Graham with the assertive challenge from central defence.
Getting out there to cover for his left back.
Whistle, some shoving going on there. Free kick awarded to Mobay inside their own 18-yard box. Moby United central defensive pair of Turner and Kevin Graham have been very, very solid, not offering a lot for the Chapelton front men to flourish with. Yeah, Grant trying for the reverse pass there, not successful. Watson. Gale. Wow. Takes his eye off the ball and gives up a throw. Otti. Does well, Otti. Weatherly. Otti wants the ball back. Otti right across the box, but much too close to the goalkeeper. Plunkett, who accepts and starts the transition play quickly for Chapelton. Moby bossing possession still at 54%. Wellington. Mackenzie. Wow, poor pass from Wellington looking for Weatherly. I know the playing surface isn't very good. Sometimes it's the playing surface that causes passes like those to go astray. Get a bit of a bobble and then the pass is misplaced. Flurry of changes being made by the Chapelton team. Aaron Elliott is being taken out, actually. You've seen a lot of the ball here in midfield, but he now exits the game. Jamai Howell, who's scored 1 goal so far this season, is on. And 2 more changes. Caneldo Brown in the 25 shirt is also on. There he is. And Clovis de Oliveira trying to make some inroads here with his bench players. Brown displaying some individual skill as he has come on, but he lost it.
Not the most accurate of passes there by Taylor.
Yeah.
Trying to switch the play.
There's Canelda Brown, who has come on for Mark Lewis. So Mark Lewis's job as a forward not finding much success today, and Coach de Oliveira gives someone else an opportunity. Canelda Brown. David Reed, a second half substitute, down hurt. There's Kevin Graham, 29-year-old. Yeah, Graham putting some muscle there on. In the end, both of them having feet entangled. And Graham gives up a free kick here. So can Chapelton Maroons find something from this play? It's Gale who will strike it. Left-footed from the right side of the field. And there are several maroon shirts in the box waiting for an opportunity. He goes low and hard, and Mackenzie it is, I think, gets in the way. Corner to Chapelton Maroons.
Yeah, that's a disappointment of a delivery there by Alex Gale.
Yeah.
As we're going to have the water break now.
Yeah, there must be something about the low crosses though, because they look deliberate. You know, I find it hard to think that it isn't strategic that most of these crosses are being hit low. I know it's kind of windy, so sometimes if you hit the floating balls in the air across, you know, the wind kind of does things, so that could be one of the reasons why, because I think both coaches or both teams are exhibiting a preference to hit low crosses up as opposed to floating crosses.
Well, I think maybe Montego Bay United should focus more on those low crosses, because 3 of the best chances of the game so far, if not the 3 best chances of the game so far, have fallen to their captain and striker.
With high crosses.
With high crosses.
Yeah.
They've all been headers. And he's steered all 3 of them wide.
Yeah.
But his best strike at goal so far has been the one with his feet, his right foot. Here it is.
Yeah.
Early in the first half.
Very good strike. This was like 4 minutes in, I think.
Here he is on the right, trying to turn provider. Low cross, as you mentioned. But this one should have hit the net there.
Yeah, a lot of power there. He just sort of met that one as opposed to directing it. And again, he goes
That's a
wide.
good chance as well. Maybe could have taken another approach there.
Yeah.
But this one as well. Good cross again.
Yeah, just not getting the direction and sort of pace on these headers to trouble goalkeeper Plunkett. Anyway, it's a corner here for the Chapelton Maroons. We're into the 71st minute. No goals yet. Still hot. Gale's cross again low to the near post. Grant tries to speed away down the left side. Ball behind for a goal kick to Montego Bay United. So very encouraging for Chapelton that they scored 3 goals last week. Weatherly's under pressure here. Duzrell. Brown. Grant. Still Grant. Wow, a little too casual there, Grant, but wow, fortuitously he gets the ball back. The cross from Brown. Christian gets in the way. Mackenzie with a throw. Mackenzie possesses the ball well, does really well with a cross. And somehow the ball evades Otti on the far post. Does well to keep the ball in play and keep Mobe in possession though, Otti. West under a lot of pressure from Ricketts.
Who did really well there, Ricketts.
Yeah. Christian's clearance goes all the way up to the halfway line. Kevin Graham puts a lot of pressure on. Graham does. Very experienced player Graham, the number 18 for Montego Bay United. He seems to like that number. He has played for several other teams in the Premier League, and I certainly remember him wearing number 18 prior to his Mobe stint. Spent time at Rivoli, Tivoli, Mount Pleasant, and Vere. Kevin Graham. And he is part of the reason why Chapelton haven't scored so far today. Very solid defensive work from Graham and Turner at central defense for Montego Bay United. But neither team able to score up to this point.
Another one in the collection of loose passes there.
Yeah.
For Chapelton.
So I guess Chapelton would have exciting their fans with the acquisition of Clovis de Oliveira, the Brazilian coach who had worked with René Simoes, who created some magic to engineer Jamaica's historic qualification for the 1998 World Cup finals in France. A flurry of Brazilian men on the coaching staff, led then by René Simoes. Montego Bay United also acquiring the Brazilian Nider dos Santos. And their fans would have been excited with their 3-goal effort last week against Verlige. First time they were scoring 3 in a match since a 4-1 score over Malines last season. Early season match week 3. Reed got into the box, but Mackenzie stopping him. Brown, Grant, Weatherly has Otti to aim for. Oh, he tries to go there for Shaquille West or Rashid Brown, 2 men who were closing in for the near pass. But the ball just knocked behind for a corner. This Brown and Grant, based on their ball handling skills, appearing to be injecting some more danger into the offensive thrust of this Montego Bay United team. 14 minutes left on the clock. Brown with a corner. Weatherly, Turner and company in the box waiting for it. Christian appealing for a foul there because there was a bit of a step there coming in. Grant under pressure from Gale, foul, free kick to the Maroons. Taken quickly here, or Watson appeared as if he wanted to take it quickly. There's Grant committing the foul. Was fighting very hard for the ball, but got in a bit of a wrestling match, and referee Farkinson spotted that. Ricketts, Taylor. Keneldo Brown with a pass inside and the shot on goal. And the diving effort there from Burton, who we've constantly said hasn't had to do that much since the start, but needed some work there. There's the good work here from Keneldo Brown on the left side, cutting in, setting the ball across there, and Gale with a left-footed strike. Yeah, caught the attention of Plunkett for sure. Corner, again low to the near post. The Mobay defenders getting the ball away. Again, passing the ball away.
It's one thing with both of these coaches, they're scared of making changes. We're about to see another now.
That's Donaldo Fogarty, former Rossi's standout player in the Costa Cup football. Fogarty had an early season goal against Waterhouse, but no goals since then. Fogarty in the number 10 shirt, which in former years meant something, Léger. You would hardly see a number 10 coming off the bench, would you?
only time I can think about that I've seen is probably like Fabregas early in his Spain career.
Yeah. Goal kick. Maroons thought they had won themselves a corner there, but the assistant referee rules a goal kick for Montego Bay United.
David Reed there.
Yeah.
Another Da Costa Cup standout. Represented Jamaica as well at the unders level.
I think the second half has been marginally better than the first, but we still have seen quite a few wayward passes and unforced errors here from both teams. Grant. Wellington does well here, being chased up by Gale. West has a lot of sprinting to do on the left side. Does well to keep possession. Here's Wellington. Under pressure, Wellington. Keeps the ball well. Fogarty. Still Fogarty. Under a lot of pressure there from Ricketts, who doesn't allow him any comfort at all. Wasted ball. Yeah, so the build-up from the Mobay team looked promising. They did well to keep possession of the ball, and when the spaces weren't there, turning it back to ensure they kept control of the play. But Wellington's left-footed effort there was just really wayward. 10 minutes left. Plus time to be added on for stoppages, which I reckon won't be that much, given what we have seen so far. Yeah, really looks a class above this field, Evan Taylor.
I think if Chapelton hold on to get this draw, he could be a leading contender for man of the match.
Yeah, for sure. Grant with really good passing there. Oh, Grant looks sublime. The cross. Wow.
That was a really good cross, you know.
Yeah, very good cross, and none of the Mobay attackers attacked the ball. They've been a little way off them, but there didn't seem to be that hunger to attack the ball. I thought that ball was probably 1.5 meters in front of Otti. Maybe a diving header could have gotten there. Grant, the skillful one. Wellington. Wow, he skied it again. Maybe he was watching the T20 International between West Indies and South Africa this morning, where hitting the ball into the stands was order of the day. Header out.
He's playing against a team wearing the colors of West Indies.
That was so much. Wow, Mobay looking a little bit clumsy here and trying to get rid of the ball. And Chapelton not making them pay for it. Good turn there by Shane Watson, as we talk about cricket. The retired Aussie all-rounder. Long kick forward. Ricketts appearing to have a little bit of discomfort with the sun in his eyes, but still measured the play well enough to fend Otti off. Gale. Taylor. Watson. That's Keneldo Brown winning the throw, taken very quickly. Oh, he's thrown the ball away. The throw has to be retaken, I think. Yeah, there's Clovis de Oliveira trying to pump up his Maroons team. Taylor. Ricketts. Well, Ricketts gives the ball away and Wellington wins it for Mobay. Now Otti. Under pressure, Otti. Muscled off the ball by Ricketts. Now Gale. And again, Chapelton give the ball away. It's been the story of the match. Must be very frustrating for these Brazilian coaches to see the ball being given away so easily. It's a part of the South American game that coaches have very little time for. Grant, good skill. Fogarty fights really hard to keep possession. Brown. Grant. Mackenzie. Grant. Oh, delightful play from Grant. Fogarty is offside though. Yeah, but there's definitely some quality from Grant. Lish. We spoke of how skillful this young player is. And he can certainly add a lot to this Mobay team. Taylor does well to rob the ball from Fogarty. Ricketts. And again, the ball given away. So there's a reason why these two teams are on the bottom half of the table. They just aren't playing as well as they should here in the top flight. Too many unforced errors and too many wayward passes. Plonk. The SportsMax moment. This strike early from Alanotti. Saw space and Plunkett with a fine save. The busier of the two goalkeepers in this match. And the best effort of the match from Otti. And Plunkett equal to the task. The SportsMax at moment. The Plunkett in the conversation, we think, for man of the match, based on how busy he has been between the sticks and preventing Mobay from scoring.
The fact that he has that clean sheet and his team has a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Mainly due to him.
That's right. If you look purely on the standings of the two teams, Mobay would have come into this game favourites to win. O'Gale tries to turn but loses his balance. Oh, if he had gotten away there, he would have had a clean shot on goal, I thought. Plunkett has made 5 saves in this match so far. Yeah, Taylor losing his temper a bit there from the Mackenzie challenge, but catches himself in time. And referee Farquharson tells him to cool it. Christian all the way back to his goalkeeper Plunkett. We're 2 minutes from the final whistle, plus time to be added on for stoppages. Which, as I said, based on the second half flow here, don't think the time added on will be that significant. Grant. Wellington. Does well, Wellington. Good work from the Maroons. Here comes a cross. Again, it's low. the block. Significant block there. Here's a long-range effort from distance from Watson, but it's high and over the top. Yeah, as we suspected, the time added on for stoppages, we're told, will likely be just about a minute. So there isn't a lot of time left on this match, and the odds at the moment favoring a scoreless match here between Chapelton and Mobe. They drew 1-1 in their opening round fixture this season. And sharing of the points appears at this point to be the best bet, unless we have some fireworks in the remaining minute and 15 seconds.
And for Mobe, that's not an awful result for them, because they're focusing more on the performance moving forward. But for Chapelton, they really needed the points.
Yeah.
All three of them. And unless, as you said, there's going to be a miracle.
Yeah, and
seems as if they're all believing with one. And
well, we're told 4 minutes. Well, it's 4 minutes now being added on for stoppages, so there is more time than we thought. Coming up in the second fixture, number 2 Cavalier against number 4 Harbourview. And that's a battle between the last 2 winners of the Premier League title. Harbourview last year and Cavalier in 2021. Whistle. Free kick awarded here to Mobe on the left side, very, very deep inside the Chapelton half. It's actually in the Chapelton defensive third. So it's a throw for Wellington. Plunkett, assertive, and releases the ball really, really quickly. Yeah, but unfortunately there, Reed wasn't able to keep control of the ball to have a run at goal. Brown, Gale. Wellington wins possession, but well, now Brown has it here for Mobe, and there goes Grant being chased by Watson. Wow, Mackenzie sloppy there, and the foul, that's going to be a yellow card, I think. Yeah, Mackenzie tripping Keneldo Brown.
Gave the referee absolutely no choice.
Usually when players do that, they try to make it look accidental, you know, not deliberate. Did the card come out? Yes, it did. Devereaux McKenzie, yellow card. That was a scary moment there for Mobe United, because Canelo was going to have a pretty clean run at goal. Evan Taylor, known for hitting accurately from distance. See if he can find one of the Chapelton Maroons players. No, he doesn't. Burton with the easy take loses his balance as he made the kick out. There's Grant, charged into by Watson. Well, Turner miskicks badly, and Reed now has it. Turner recovers well. So we're less than a half a minute now in this one. The 4 minutes of time added on for stoppages about to expire, with the game goalless. Long throw to the near post. Mackenzie's high kick doesn't get a lot of distance on the clearance. Gale. There's the referee's final whistle. Farquharson has seen enough. And there are no goals between Chapelton, bottom of the table on 14th position, and no goals either for Montego Bay United. And that is how it ended. The two Brazilian coaches squaring off this afternoon. Clovis de Oliveira for Chapelton Maroons. And there's Jovel Plunkett, 5 saves in the match. And he's done a great job this afternoon for his team. Gets some greeting from his coaching staff. 0-0 the scoreline here between Montego Bay United and the Chapelton Maroons. Farquharson with a man with a whistle. Otti with a strike. Fine save from Plunkett. Got a lot of power on that strike. Otti with his attempt on goal. But Plunkett denied him. Weatherly with a cross inside on the far post. West arriving there, but under a lot of pressure. Can't squeeze this one in. Otti again had a lot of time on the ball here. Low with a cross. And Plunkett right there on the near post with a stop. Right-handed. Montego Bay United continuing to put the pressure on. West here drives at goal, and Plunkett again with a save. That dipping ball, those aren't always easy to stop. Great turn here by Weatherly. His cross inside now finds Otti on the far post. A lot of power on the cross, and Otti can't steer the ball in. One of the best chances of the match. Gale. Burton with a save. Gale with a left-footed strike there. One of the moments when Chapelton felt they were onto something. Substitute Rashid Brown with a cross. Again finding Otti. And Otti not able to steer this one on goal. Here comes Otti again. He'll strike this one left-footed, but no power. And Plunkett is easy with a save on the near post. Again Otti, no power on it. 7 goals on the season he started with. Ends the game with 7, despite quite a few opportunities. Gale with a left-footed strike from distance. Yeah, got good power and placement on that, but Burton in the Montego Bay United goal denied him. 0-0 the final score. Match stats. Chapelton Maroons with 6 attempts on goal, 2 on target. 14 attempts on goal for Montego Bay United, 6 on target. There were 20 fouls in the match, 12 of them committed by Montego Bay United players who got 2 yellow cards themselves. 7 corners forced by Montego Bay United to Chapelton Maroons 3. Chapelton's goalkeeper Plunkett making 5 saves to Burton's 2 in the Montego Bay United goal. Montego Bay United bossing possession at 58%.
Really good performance today. You made a lot of saves, a lot of crucial saves. Talk us through your performance.
Well, for the past couple of matches, we have some flaws, but we work on it in training, and thank God that I came out and got a clean sheet today, because we haven't been getting clean sheets for a while. So we worked hard in training, and training pay off.
You have a lot of confidence in the goal, not only with your saves, but also your distribution. Is that something that you work on a week-to-week basis?
Yes, I mean, well, the distribution come with and the authority in the box come with seniority. I've been playing the league for some times, and I know a lot of these players, and I know what they're going to do before they do. So I just make seniority works and the confidence.
After a performance like this, are you still feeling any sort of confidence that Chapelton will be able to avoid the drop?
Yeah, most definitely. We just have to carry out the instruction of the coach, because the coach's instruction are good. It's just that sometimes why we lose is because we don't carry out the right instruction, and we're working on it in training. So I guess if we follow the right path, we'll get to wherever we want.
All right, really good performance today. Congrats, and carry on for the rest of the season.
All right, thanks much.
Now we're moving on to Clovis de Oliveira, coach of Chapelton Maroons. Coach, that's probably not the result you wanted, but what did you make of the performance?
It was good. I like it very much. I'm proud with the performance of the team. We have been changing a lot, as I told you before the game started. A lot of reserves were put in the young players, but we play against a good team. They have got a great coach, just came from Brazil, even though he's a close friend of mine, but he's a very nice one. And we're struggling. We have sometimes control of the game. It was a very balanced game.
So do you think that there's anything that your team could have done differently today to get a different result?
Yes, the only thing is our finishing. I try, as you saw, suddenly to change 3 players at once and try to make it more offensive. And it's work. It's work. We have got some of the chance, some of counter-attack against them, but unfortunately the goal didn't come.
I asked the man of the match before. I have to ask you as well. What's your confidence level like going into these last set of fixtures that Chapelton Maroons will be able to avoid the drop?
Yes, the only thing I would like to say to the fans, to the Chapelton Maroons supporters, that we have to work hard. We cannot, cannot give up, even though we face a lot of the problem. I'm sure that is the most problem of the league among those 14 teams, because I have so many players that cannot play against some of the teams. I have injured, red card, we cannot hire anyone, but we don't give up, never. We bring the youngs, we try to develop men then, even though the time is not the best time to develop, to see the young. We are finished the league and we try, because mathematically still we have a chance to maintain the team in the Premier. And that's what we're going to do.
Our best of luck for the rest of the season. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Now we're moving on to Nery dos Santos, head coach of Montego Bay United. Coach,
Yes.
It was a good attacking performance actually by a team, but you just couldn't finish the chances.
I didn't like it, to be honest with you. I didn't like our performance today, which is my responsibility too. Half of the players and half mine also. But the first half for me was a nightmare. We could not command the passing in the midfield, so it was terrible. Second half we improved a little bit, but I'm not happy. So we have a long way to improve.
Apart from the passing, was there anything else that stuck out for you maybe in an attacking sense that led to your team not being able to score goals today?
The last pass. In the second half, we improved and we were able to develop the game till the last pass, even be a cross or a push in the middle of the area, but that last pass always very poor. The decision making in that last pass, very poor. So we have to go back to the ground and work on it because we need to improve. I cannot be happy with that performance.
Yeah, that's very understandable, Coach. I know you always want to get the wins. Were there any positives going forward that you can take and say that, okay, we're going to use this to get results for the rest of the season?
Of course, the good thing is we got 1 point. 1 point is better than none, but we came here to get the 3 points. But 1 is better than nothing, and we have to improve. We only get more points if we improve the performance. We don't win by chance. We win playing better than the opponent. And we have to work more, work harder to get that.
Thank you very much, Coach, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks a lot. Welcome.
Brazilian Nery dos Santos not happy with team performance. Montego Bay United now stretching their winless run to 10 games. Clovis de Oliveira, who is in charge of Chapelton, a little bit more satisfied with his team's performance, even though their winless streak has now stretched to 5 games. So 0-0 the scoreline between Chapelton Maroons and the Montego Bay United team. 4-time champions of the Premier League, Montego Bay United, but struggling here in the 2022-23 season. That's a wrap for this opening game here of this doubleheader from the Jamaica College Field, the Ashenheim Stadium. Mobe United 0, Chapelton United 0. in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel.